Listen once to part of a discussion.
Okay, let's get started. Today is our question and answer session with our guest speaker, Donald Yates, who has quite a bit of experience with charity organizations. This is your chance to have some of your questions answered, so let's not waste any time. Mr. Yates?
Hi, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking you for inviting me here. I'm always happy to get out of the office. Your professor's right. I've worked for several charitable organizations over the years. Now I'm more interested in cash transfer programs, so that's what I'm doing my research on now. Who'd like to ask the first question?
Yes. With cash transfer programs, do you know whether people really use the money for important things? I mean, it seems like people might not spend the money responsibly.
A lot of people ask me that, but according to my research, people living in poverty make very good decisions about how to spend their money. They almost never buy things they don't need. Instead, mothers buy things for their children, school uniforms or notebooks, even medicine. Or a farmer might buy a new tool to help with the harvest. With cash transfer programs, poor people themselves decide what they need the most. So the outcomes of these programs have been very good. Yes?
Yes, sir. Can you please explain why you don't ask people to work for the money? I guess I'd be afraid that if people got their payments for nothing, they wouldn't use the money well.
Well, the fact is, most people who are living in poverty are already working very hard. We're talking about mothers with children, families with crops to take care of, working people with 2 or 3 jobs. For them, a little extra cash is very much appreciated. They're not going to waste it on something they don't need. Next question.
I'd like to know who makes decisions about the money. I mean, you can't give money to everyone. Someone has to decide who should get it.
Well, in cash transfer programs, money is given to as large a group as possible, often to governments, in fact. Or the same payment might be made to every adult in a certain village. The idea is that financial decisions are made locally. Charity organizations that come in from outside might not be the best people to make those decisions. Time for one last question.
I was wondering how communities get things like new schools and roads. I mean, people need those too, but you can't buy them with small amounts of cash.
That's really the fundamental question. What works best when it comes to fighting poverty? Many people in the world understand the concept of giving a little money to charity if you can, and letting the charity figure out what to do with it. And that might be the best way to get the really big projects done. On the other hand, I've heard of villages pooling their money to build new irrigation systems. So we're really just starting to learn what works best.
Now answer the questions. You have 2 minutes.